soon. And with the cost of putting a levy or an issue on the ballot, we spend a lot of money to get turned down, and we need to just get that behind us and move forward.
I have not looked at the recent forecast. I haven't got a copy of that. I need to get a copy of that. However, I guess just the one point I want to make is when looking at any type of a business situation, or let's just call it a school, you have revenue coming in, expenditure going out. There's no silver bullet to fixing problems. So I think, as I said, I support the levy, which would help increase the revenue coming in. However, we can't lose sight, as I've had to deal with many times through my job, of cost control. There's always, I hate to say it, but there's always, if you follow the money, you'll find many, many things. And I think that's the one side of cost control I'd be anxious to look at.
Nick, you have a question. When the district is funded nearly $7 million short of the state average per student, or approximately 15 mils, and we are losing over $1 million to open enrollment to Kent, who funds their schools almost double that of the field, how do you justify a further delay in the passage of a levy? We are asking for $5.5 million, or 1/3 of getting to the state average.
You know, in Kent, where they put passed out levy, I have friends that live up there. They're happy with their schools. They're happy with their board. The schools are doing very well, but the parents don't have a problem with the levy because of that reason. Here, with all, you know, Suffolk is the field schools are the talk of the, you know, everywhere you go about the problems, this and that. If we fix these problems, I think the community will pass the levy. I'm not against the levy. I'd love to see the levy passed. I just don't think, with the current situation the way it is, it will. If we get to be like Kent, where the community is happy with the school, the students are doing well, good people are moving in here now, and we go to the community and say, hey, this is the way it is. The students, you know, go home and tell their parents the way it is here, so the parents know. If the students go home and they're doing good, everything's going well, the board is not sitting here bickering with each other, making backroom deals, and you go to school board meetings and they're asking for the resignation of the board or screaming at the board and this and that. Once you fix that, and the community sees it, I think we can go to the community and ask them for a 5.5 or 6.5, whatever we need. And they probably wouldn't have a problem with it. I just don't think the way the current situation is, we're going to get that levy passed. I voted for the last levy. I'm not against it. I just think until we fix things here at this board and it reflects through the school and through the community, it's going to be hard to pass a levy.
Carl, why do you not trust the treasurer or the forecast?
And maybe this is a little bit of paranoia about being an accountant. You're pretty much trained up front, you don't trust anything. Okay? So that may sound very severe, but that's just how I have to go into situations. I was an auditor when I first came out of school, and it was tough. I mean, so I guess that's just my plan A as I go in, and I assume I can trust nothing. And then I work from there. That's just how I do it.
This is for each of you to answer, and we'll start at the far end over there again. How many of you have met with the leaders of our school system to learn more about our schools? That is, the board members, the superintendent, the treasurer, operations, and transportation manager.
I have attended many board meetings, but I have not met face-to-face with the new superintendent. I've spoken with the new treasurer. I have not spoken with any of the current board members.
I also have attended some board meetings. I think one of the board members is tired of me calling and emailing them. Probably not. They do well. I haven't had a meeting yet with the superintendent and treasurer. I met him at one of the board meetings. My eyes was that they came in, they're new. I wanted them to get into the school first before they just came and met some guy running for school board. I think the school needs you more right now than my half hour to take him away.
I talked to Larry probably quite a bit. I call him and ask him, talk to him about current situations and that. And I've been to a few school board meetings, and I hope I'm not the recipient like these, the last board was with the community, you know, with the school board like that. But I talked to Larry, and I attended some stuff with Laura and that, so it's about as, the other board members I really didn't know to do much communicating with.
I've met the new superintendent, talked to him. I've talked from time to time to some of the other people in the administration. I haven't really had to sit down and have a formal state of the school meeting with any of them. I think we pick up things from time to time, and we hear things, and then we go ask questions. But I have not met formally with all those people, but we do stay apprised of what's going on in the school.
I personally have not met the new superintendent, and to be honest, after about 2 years ago getting involved in some of the levy things, I've been sort of fed up with things and haven't been attending meetings, to be honest. So I had to remove myself due to my frustration with the situation. So haven't as of late had discussions.
That's it. Any questions that you would like to ask that haven't been asked already? Over here's one.
My question is, I don't know, I'm pretty loud, everybody can hear me. My question is for Nick. Okay. You commented on problems with the community and the board issues and the issues with the superintendent. My first question is, we haven't passed a new